Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to the Karim Ghelani Show, where we talk about health, wealth, the human psyche, bringing in more abundance into our lives, and ultimately making this world and ourselves a better place. I'm Karim. I'm an entrepreneur and a certified life coach. And today we're going to talk about magnetism. Magnetism through surrender and getting into the flow state. We're going to talk about how to magnetize money into our life, how to magnetize relationships into our life, the right opportunities. And we're going to do this through three forms: through a philosophical perspective, through a scientific perspective, and through a metaphysical perspective. So let's get started. I want you to take a deep breath before we begin. Now imagine a forest. The trees don't strain to grow. The rivers, they don't force themselves to flow. They simply are. They are so rooted in their existence and in that trust that life magnetizes everything to it. Birds, fish, sunlight, rain. That's magnetism at its essence. Absolutely knowing that your manifestations are in your current reality, are right around the corner, or about to manifest as we speak. Live in that trust under the law of assumption. Now, to be magnetic, you must understand, you must embody your desired outcome. If you want joy, you must radiate joy. If you want love, you must radiate love to other people. If you want kindness, you must be a kind person. To attract money into your life, you must change the narrative that you have in your mind about money. Money is simply energy, and you are also energy. So do not put money on a pedestal of something that is unattainable. It is absolutely obtainable. Through shifting your mindset, you already have money. So if you think this is delusional, that's perfectly fine. Live in that delusional state of the law of assumption that I already have money and that money comes easy to me. Money is all around me. Money is my birthright. I want you to do an exercise. This is going to use the law of vibration, the law of attraction, what I like to call the law of gratitude. Now, in this scenario, I want you to take out an actual piece of paper, take out a pen or a pencil, and write down in the present tense, I, insert name here. Let's say your name is Mike. I, Mike, am grateful that I currently have, enter amount here. Let's start with something practical and realistic. I, Mike, am grateful that I have $1 million in my bank account in 6 months. Now attach a feeling to that, because you must have a why, and you must understand that you must know how you're going to feel when you have that money. I, Mike, am grateful for this amount of money because it's going to make me feel amazing. It's going to make me feel freedom. It's going to make me have the ability to travel, to take care of my family. Write this down 9 times. Now you're using the law of vibration, the law of assumption, the law of gratitude, and the law of attraction. Now take that piece of paper, fold it in half, and put it away. Don't look at it anymore. It's already in your reality. Do not put money on a pedestal. It is your birthright to have money. Now, if you want love in your life, radiate love. Say kind words to other people. Encourage other people. Give people compliments. And with the mirror principle, what you give out will come back to you. You see, you must embody the traits of the thing that you're trying to manifest. So if it's peace of mind, be a person of peace. Be an advocate for peace. Be assertive, not aggressive. Be polite. When you embody these characteristics with the law of vibration, the universe has no option but to bring it into your reality. Now, magnetism at its essence is action and surrender, and working with your inner compass as well as your outer compass. There's a balance. This brings me to an old Taoist parable. A young archer is in the forest, sweating profusely, constantly missing the target. He seems frustrated. He seems defeated. A wise sage walks by and says, "Son, you're shooting with your eyes, not your breath. You're shooting with your arms, not your soul." The young man listened. The wise sage and the young man stood in silence. The archer became one with his breath. The archer became one with his heartbeat. And the next time he released the bow and shot that arrow, the arrow embedded into the center of the target. The wise sage laughed and said, "True aim, son, is not in control, but in union." So essentially what he meant to say was, you must be in union with your desires. You must become your desires. Now, research has shown that peak performance athletes and world-class musicians are at their optimal levels of performance when they are in the flow state, which essentially means they are no longer thinking from their prefrontal cortex or their conscious mind, but rather flowing through their biofield, through their electromagnetic field, and either playing the guitar or shooting a basketball or swinging a baseball bat. Subconsciously, they're in that flow state. They have detached from their conscious mind. This biofield of athletes and musicians can be measured through EEGs, bringing in synchronicities and limitless possibilities. This can apply in any area of your life when you just surrender and get into the flow state, the go state, the I know state. That once you get in front of that camera, if you're an actor, you simply let go. You are not concentrating on the next scene. You embody that character. The best actors in the world, you will notice one thing. It's hard to decipher whether they're actually playing a character, and you get so engrossed into whatever you're watching that you forget that there's acting going on. You feel like you are part of the movie, part of the TV show. That's the flow state. That is when your creativity is heightened, when you just let go and surrender. Now, this brings me to another story of a stone cutter. The stone cutter hammers away at a boulder for days and days and days, sweating, tired, exhausted, not knowing what to do, frustrated. He finally rests his cheek against the rock and hears a faint crack. Once he hears that faint crack, he realizes and has an epiphany that he has found the perfect part of the rock. He rises, picks up the hammer, and hits the boulder in that exact spot, and the boulder splits open. Because at that point, the stone cutter listened and let go. And instead of trying to make things happen, he became one with the Tao, effortless action. That does not mean inaction. It means action while simultaneously surrendering. So you must understand that being magnetic is not about manipulating outcomes or charm. Manifesting your desires is about embodying those desires, embodying those feelings, so you can bring amazing people into your life, amazing opportunities into your life, money into your life, peace of mind into your life. Once you let go and embody those characteristics, what you seek, as Rumi said, seeks you. You do not chase anymore, you simply attract. You have now become a magnet to all of your manifestations by letting go, surrendering, and entering the flow state where you're no longer thinking just from your conscious mind, but you're thinking from your subconscious mind and feeling from your heart, feeling from your soul, feeling from your consciousness. When I say you must embody certain characteristics for them to enter into your life, I do not mean inauthentic optimism. You must be authentic. If you're feeling sad or low at certain times in your life, if something has happened, you cannot force happiness. You cannot force joy at those times. It's perfectly okay. You are a human being going through human emotions. There's no reason to feel guilt, shame, or embarrassment for feeling those emotions. They're normal. So when people say you're going to attract even more emotions of that nature when you're in that state, I don't believe that's a true statement. Because the frequency of the earth, the frequency of the universe, the frequency of source is pure love. So when you're in that state of feeling sad, disheartened, depressed, something might have happened. The universe understands this. And at those points, you have to take restorative pauses. Studies have shown that when you take 3 to 5 minute breaks during the day, you lower your cortisol levels and increase your creativity by 45%. Take breaks. Give yourself grace. When you feel those emotions, sit with them, feel them, process them. Use the techniques I talk about like meditation, breath work. Go outside for a walk. Practice Shinrin Yoku or nature bathing. Practice Yoga Nidra. Once you've processed your feelings and you're ready, and you'll know when you're ready, get back up. Now you're magnetic to the frequency of resilience and strength, and the universe sees this. It sees your bravery. It sees your strength. It sees your courage. That makes you magnetic. That is the essence of magnetism. True magnetism lies within. Let me give you a story. Now, underneath every forest, interconnected network, a mycelium of trees that communicate with each other with their roots, sharing information, sharing when there's harm coming, and sharing nutrients. The most thriving forests are not the ones with isolated trees, but the ones, large ecosystems of communication happening underneath the forest, where they're sharing information in order to sustain life. So who are you surrounding yourself with? Are the people in your life sharing their nutrients? Are the people in your life warning you of harm? Or are they putting you in harm's way? What type of network are you involved? What type of interconnected networks or ecosystems are you involved in? Now, in the forest analogy, you could call it the wood wide web. What is your wood wide web? Take an inventory of the people in your life that really matter, that really care about you, that listen, that call you on the phone, that are there for you when you need them, that give you encouraging compliments, that share their knowledge and wisdom with you. That's your soul tribe. When you surround yourself with well-intentioned people, you become a magnet for opportunities. You become a magnet for love. You become a magnet for miracle. Because you and I as human beings are here to be of service to one another. That's what makes us magnetic. Like attracts like. You are here on this video because there is something that we share. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in synchronicities, infinite possibilities, and parallel realities. The reality you and I are living in right now at this current moment is one of love. As I radiate love, I can feel the love as well. So become a magnet. Get into the flow state. Achieve your desires. Embody love. Embody gratitude. Embody abundance. When you merge, and as the sage says, become in union with these feelings and characteristics, they will start chasing you. You will be in such rhythmic connection and so attuned that every desire that you've ever wanted will come into your reality, because now you have understood the law of magnetism. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day.